2024. Roll call.
Bab.
Here.
Stuckey.
Here.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Here.
Yes.
Schleihoff.
Wrong day.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schleihoff.
1.3, approval. Is there a motion to approve January 10th, 2024 meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schleihoff.
Yes.
All right. 2.1, student presentation.
Board President, members of the board, we're going to the sandbox today. We're going to take a little field trip to Mrs. Nothstein's classroom. The Ohio Natural Energy Institute gave a gift of an augmented reality sandbox to Mrs. No's classroom. And so the 8th grade students, 7th grade students get to learn and practice topography, mapping, erosion, and weathering. So we have 3 students down there with Mrs. No, and they're going to present to us, and you all get to put your hands in the sandbox and play around with it too. So if you'll follow me, we're going to take a walk down to our classroom.
All right, hi. Hello. So I'm Amanda Nostine. I'm going to talk to you guys about the augmented reality sandbox. So congratulations, you have a box. The Ohio Natural Energy Institute awarded me the sandbox because I had been a part of some of their professional developments. I have been on multiple of their field trips that they offer to teachers. All of their professional developments are free to teachers. They provide you with lesson plans. They provide you with materials. You come home, if you go to the geology, you come home with an entire geology box of 95 different types of rocks and minerals. And then through my working with them and just talking with them and talking about my job here and talking about talking about all the different things that I've done through Springboro and through teaching science, they asked me to write curriculum for them. So I went through their curriculum that they had and added some suggestions. Most of it was modifications or pre-testing, co-testing, some of those things that you look for on your evaluations for teachers to help make it more user-friendly for teachers and make teachers want to be like, hey, this lesson plan is already done for me, so I can just walk right in and do it. So through that, they said, hey, we have this sitting in a warehouse, we moved rooms, we thought you'd be the perfect person to give it to. So they awarded me with the sandbox. Thank you. So Ohio Energy, their natural gas and stuff, they're really big on pushing career fields, and with being STEM based and now in my role as a PLTW teacher, we really focus on careers. So they made that connection as well. It's multi-versatile, so in all of my classes I teach 4 sections. I have a medical detectives class, I teach an app creators class, I teach an architecture and design class, and I teach a computer science and innovation class. And through those, we've just talked about different ways to incorporate the sandbox. The kids love it, they just like to play in it in general. I'm always throwing out science terms like topography, weathering erosion, waterways, that kind of stuff. For architecture and design, we built little model homes, and then we talked about making infrastructures to fit when you want that lakefront property. What does it look like? How does my house need to be fit? For science, we talked about topography, so we had the weathering, erosion, deposition. And then medical detectives, we kind of talked about sensory and neurons. So we talk about your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system, and then how all those connect. So then you're playing in the sand, what does that do? How does it get to your brain? How do you know that feeling? That kind of thing. And then in app creators, we talked about just like the Connect sensor and how all that, how it works in general to make the, why can I see the topography there when the sensor's up here? So we talked about the coding of that. Benefits, obviously it's hands-on, it's tactile learning, it's engaging to the students, it's real life, it's applied, you can visually see it and touch it, so students make a better connection with it. It's fun. So I have Carson Sands and Landon Schroeder and Bella Santiago that have graciously came, to help me out. They're going to give a little, say their piece about what they experienced with the class, and then you guys will get to play in it.
I'm gonna grade them.
Great. No, they're good boys. They're super nice.
So,
They better be.
I don't know if you guys saw in the picture how we built these little model houses in my architecture class, and we put like land around the outside, and we had a big lake in the middle, and we got little popsicle sticks, and we used them as the like supports for the houses, and we leveled them all out, and we put them in a spot that would be good for them to be in. And something you'll learn a little bit later is if you put your hand over the table, like
You can
water,
show.
yeah. So water comes down and it starts to rain, like that. I don't know if you guys can see that from there. And from there, we were able to track how the erosion and deposition would work. So if we sat the house here, the water would come down and we could erode that with our hands, like to simulate it.
Can we see closer?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you do that again with the house?
You can do it. Just put your hands straight out.
Watch something doesn't come up.
So make sure you're under the sensor. So
Is that like all this here?
So anything that's blue. So if you just stick your hand, yep, there you go. You guys can all come around. Come on in.
What am I doing?
So just put your hand like this, and then it's gonna rain. See? That's your feet.
Stop it.
So what we would do is
Oh my God.
we would have the houses here, and then there's no structure, so we can't really put it there. But we would make it rain over the house, and then we would, like where the rain is happening, we would track that erosion with our fingers and see how it affected like the level of the house. So yeah, it was really cool to be able to work with.
So you could probably, so if you just put the house, like you just set it here and then.
Yeah.
Make it a little flatter. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we would sit like that, and then put our hand over it.
And then you would, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yep.
see how it's like, sorry you guys can't see over here, but the wind is like coming out. Yeah, and over time it would make the house more.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. So then you know where to build your infrastructure.
Right.
And we also worked with it in my science class.
Landon.
Yeah, Landon was in this.
So we learned about science with Mr. Shadner. Almost multiple mountains, and then so demonstrate that you like spread it apart in multiple mountains instead of just having one. And then kind of stream it from the middle.
It will. You got it.
And the way that we used it was for topography, which shows the different elevations in Park Mountains.
Wow.
And I'll make it rain so it goes up.
And
There you go. Open fingers. Open your fingers. There you go. Yeah, yeah. That's not enough for you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There you go.
so, alright, so I can show like a stream.
Oh, yeah.
So I can show you either a stream going like down or but it's really just helps to learn about science so you can see just the topography of things.
That's amazing.
So I was in medical detectives and I played tours. We played with it before and after classes because it's all over. And I enjoyed playing with it, and then the snow was like showing us science things. And that was before I learned the lesson in science. And when I learned the lesson in science, I did a lot better because I learned about it in the snow.
So yeah, feel free to, you guys are welcome to come play in it and touch it. And, I mean, the sand is actually very, like, it's very soft. Like, it's so soft.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
It's like a sensory table
Yeah,
also.
yes.
Water goes.
Yep,
Is it, okay, there, look at mine.
There it is,
Mine
yeah.
running down.
yep.
Yeah. That is super awesome. I didn't even know things like this existed.
Right, there's a sink if you want to wash your hands.
I was about to say.
So,
Well, thank you for all your
Yeah.
work to get this
Yeah.
going.
I mean, it was-
Wow.
I love going to their professional developments. They're so awesome. Like Sean Toy is amazing. She'll come do presentations in class. She'll bring all the supplies. She'll do all this stuff. And then like when you go to their professional developments, and then you spend like 2 days in training, and then they take you out in the field. And like I went to an actual coal mine, and I have like the state of Ohio coal on my desk. Like I got at the coal mine. I have like actual oil and gas on my table there that came from the like right out of the pump, like it's crude oil.
Wow.
It's just straight out of the. So it's just, it's really, the Ohio Energy Company is great. I mean, they're amazing when it comes to teachers and professional development and stuff. So I was very fortunate for them to donate this to my classroom, so.
That's awesome. So how did would you guys ever have thought when you signed up to, or you were assigned to take her class, that something like this is what you're gonna be walking into?
No, but I'm really happy with that.
That's amazing. Yeah, exactly.
You broke the tension.
I did.
That's what you get, live with the toy. There you go.
And our field trip is over.
That's why I don't touch those.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ohio Energy Project works with the Ohio Oil and Gas, also works with DroneAction. And DroneAction is the other one that I'm affiliated with, and I'm like a teacher there, and I write for them. And I'm actually part of the Senior Conference next week and presenting.
So you're one of the Project Lead the Way teachers?
Yes.
From the first one?
Yes, yes. But I used to be last year, I was a 7th and 8th grade student.
Oh, I see, okay.
I switched roles. So the Travis Bridges said he was on his way out, and he was like, hey, I think this would be great for you. I think this would be great with all the things you do outside of just teaching science. So he graciously was like, hey, you should apply. And then I did, and here I am. So
We lost you, but not.
yeah, right. You lost me, but I'm still here.
Right.
So
So please tag the Career Center. I'm one of their board members too.
Oh,
So
okay.
please tag
Oh.
them when you do this post. Because we need to give our WCCC some credit here too.
Yes.
This is awesome.
So yeah, it's been a great, like I definitely miss my science class. So this was like extra like, oh yeah, hey, you guys want to talk science in my after your class, let's talk some science. So, but it's been a great adjustment.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
you guys for coming out.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
That's fun.
We do a photo with the board and y'all just right here.
Sounds great. Y'all.
Do you want us behind us? You get this thing in, like, so
Yeah, I guess if we can wheel it around, so that works.
You have to unlock the wheel.
2.2, Springboro Education Association. Anything? Just here again, that's fine. 2.3, classified. Now, of course, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Public participation, wasn't anybody, right? Public participation on any agenda item. Moving to the work session. Up first, Carrie, go ahead.
Yes, 3.2 is the OHSAA membership. This is a yearly resolution to affirm our membership.
All right. That's what I just signed,
I
right?
think this is my meeting tonight. Matt is sick and Andrea is sick, so 3.3.
Yep, keep going.
3.3 is the ROTC drill team out-of-state trip. This is at no cost to the board, and parent chaperones will be attending. They're very excited about this trip to Daytona Beach.
And on Florida too. All right. No committee reports, no other business. All right, treasurer.
All right, I only have one item tonight. The December financials, And in the month of December, we brought in just over 1.3 million in general fund revenue. Of that, most of it was state funding, although about 50,000, which is for school fees and some data participate fees and tuition. And looking at the cash flows compared to our actuals, we are running a little ahead of estimates by about 251,000 through December. So that's good. Our revenue's a little bit exceeding what I would expect at this time of the year. Part of that's due to some delinquent tax payments that were made that were collected for the 2026 calendar year. And then when those tax payments are made, we also receive in rollback and homestead credits from the state for those delinquent taxes that were paid. So that's good. We're running a little ahead of estimates. On the expenditure side, we did have debt payments, some more debt payments in the month of December. Our salaries, on salary side, we had the first half of winter athletics and academic supplementals in the second half of fall. So you'll see a little increase, but that's anticipated for this time of the year. And so as far as cash flows to actuals, we're coming in slightly under estimates. So our revenue is trending a little high and our expenses are trending a little low. So it's both of those are in a good spot to be in, but it's very slight, about 243,000 under estimates. So we're about 49.8% of our expenses being paid through December instead of around 50 that we would expect. So when we closed December, we had 63 days of operating cash on hand. Our bond retirement fund looks really good. We'll expect to have about $7.5 million when we close the fiscal year after taxes are received in for the first half of 23. Our food service fund has a cash balance of $2.1 million as of the end of December, and we spent $222,000 from state and federal grants in the month of December. So financials look really good. There's a few areas that we're trending a little bit over or under estimate. Salaries and benefits are coming in a little bit under. Sub costs are coming in a little bit over, but I'm just watching those closely and I'll communicate that out to you guys.
All right, is there a motion to accept 4.1?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Bath?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Abstain?
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Playhouse? Yes.
Ms. Hess?
Yes, 5.1, Mr. President, members of the board, I ask that you approve the membership to the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Gotta get those letters. Is there a motion to accept 5.1?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Bath?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Abstain?
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Playhouse? Yes.
6.1, Mr. President, members of the board, is the January personnel report. Our longtime lead driver and assistant transportation supervisor, Captain Sasha, is resigning. She will be missed. And then the approval of the supplemental personnel, those are teachers that have agreed to be mentors to not our first year teachers, but first year teachers to Springboro. This was part of the action, this was an action item of the strategic plan that we are implementing. And this is a one-time payment every year.
There's no athletic on there, right? Okay. Is there a motion to accept 6.1?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
I do have a question. Like, what type of supports are those mentors, or whatever you call them, giving to the first-time to Springboro teachers?
A lot of it is just the nuances about Springboro. And, you know, when you're a first year teacher, not to educate or to teaching, but to a building, there's a lot of unknowns and pitfalls and where I put my lunchbox, how, you know, just
Great.
who do I ask for this, or if I need this resource, how do I get it?
That's great. I'm going to use an example from Angie Goods when it was her first year in the district, and she had my son. And to your point, that's why I was hoping that was going to be your answer, because she came from a parochial school, and I remember I was classroom mom, and she was saying, so I'm planning this and this and this for the class party, and I'm going to bring in juice boxes, and I'm like, hang on a second. This is kind of, in Springboro, parents really want, like, you don't need to do any of that. And she was like, what? So it was those kind of things that if you're new to Springboro and you're coming from a district that doesn't have that, or where do you put your lunchbox or whatever, it's just there's a comfort in having somebody that you can go to. So I always think about that when we're bringing in staff about the unknowns. They can be a very positive, but if they don't know, they're spinning over here working, and there's other people who are saying, we can totally take this from you.
so.
And it's definitely, it speaks to our culture focus and better together, and if somebody doesn't feel they're connected, then they're probably
Yeah.
going to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
All right. We need a
Oh, roll call.
roll call, yes.
Bath.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Playhouse. Yes.
You're still up.
And 7.1 is the approval for the ROTC, I'm sorry, I skipped one. It's approval for the program of studies that was presented at the last board work session.
And then do the next one.
And 7.2 would be the approval of the ROTC state field trip to Daytona Beach.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept 7.3 or 7.1 and 7.2, excuse me?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Were there any changes from the last board meeting to this board meeting on the program studies?
Not that Andrea stated, I don't think there were.
I didn't see any, but I just wanted to make sure.
She didn't highlight anything.
All right. And roll call.
Bath.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Playhouse.
Yes.
Announcements? Anything further? All right, board member comments?
I just wanted to, I thought it was really neat to see the augmented reality sandbox, so thank you for bringing us over here to see that. And I really love that it impacts multiple courses, and then I also asked, for other 8th grade science classes, people to go in and also have an opportunity to learn from the sandbox. So I'm jealous, I would have loved something like that when I would have taught 8th grade science, so I love that we have that in our district. And also too, thank you to the crew for getting everything cleaned up and ready for our kids to come in. Last week's kids, staff, I know it was a lot of work. And Saturday dropping a kiddo off for sport, seeing the crews out working on parking lots. So it's awesome.
We've had some very early mornings, but they have been amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Thank you to everybody involved in, I know it's challenging to make those calls and second guessing yourself, people that are delayed or closed, but I do think we sort of struck the right balance last week. So thank you to Ms. Hester for, that's not the fun part of the job. People are going to explain no matter what you decide, but I do think we handle things as well as we expected and appreciate all the work that went into clearing parking lots and sidewalks and just preparing to get the kids in safely. So thank you to everybody, because I know that's a lot of extra work on top of what is already a full plate. So thank you to everybody involved in that. I also just want to say thanks for the presentation tonight. It was very cool to see that sandbox in action. So really appreciate we were able to see that. And then just one other thing that I was just going to share. I had some friends of ours that their son was wrestling. It was the Battle for the Rock, Dave. Is that what the Franklin one is? I'd never been to a
Not
wrestling.
Franklin, Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Yes,
Lebanon.
last week.
Okay, never been to a wrestling meet before. It was very cool. Everything was very well done. And trying to explain how it works to me. We won, which was very, very good. But I just wanted to. It was a cool experience, and so I was happy that I was able to get out there and take that in. So just congratulations to all of the wrestlers in securing that victory.
Yeah.
I also wanted to commend you on the excellent communication for the snow days and the calamity
I can
days.
start texting at 4:30. It's not in people.
Trust me, I'm already getting asked by certain people in my house at 3:30. So, no, in all seriousness, I think it's always thoughtful. Obviously you're focusing on safety of both students and staff, but I appreciate it. Like Jamie said, you don't get a lot of sleep those nights, so we really appreciate you going above and beyond, and everyone that, like Sarah said, is clearing sidewalks and parking lots. We have a lot of those, so really well done. And then again, the sandbox. Again, I sound like a broken record when I say this, but it just boggles my mind what our students have available to them. I didn't even know something like that existed.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that we've got it in a junior high and people can you know, think about some amazing careers. That's really wonderful. So kudos to who is the teacher?
Miss Notstein.
Yes, Ms. Notstein. You know, doing that enough to get that donated to us. That's incredible. So really well done. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to add on to Mrs. Notstein. What she didn't come right out and directly say is there's a reason that they selected her, and just the commitment of so many teachers. She's just one example of doing things. You could see her excitement on going to the different trainings and what she's able to bring back and then share out. It wasn't just this is my class. So I just, on top of the sandbox thing being so cool, I didn't even know that kind of thing existed. But why would she have gotten selected above? I'm sure there's hundreds of people, and it's because she has shown leadership. So that was amazing to me. Another thing is, I know I said it last meeting, but I'm gonna say it again. I love the program of studies. I think the whole team that did that, kudos. It is, I think, the best yet, and just a really, really nice job with that. The last thing is, you know, a lot of times there's little things that happen throughout the district that you would have no way of knowing. And we had our 5th graders at 5 points that I put out that Josh's troop in Alaska is going into the fields for 2 or 3 weeks. And so we wanted letters to go out. And last year when different teams, different grades did this, there are soldiers that put pictures and letters on the refrigerator because they have no communication from home. So to have, I think it was all the 5th graders, maybe, no, it was 2 classes. It was 2 classes of 5th graders that a teacher did with both the switch classes, and they're written out to each officer individually, and they're gonna be put in with bags of goodies that people have donated, mostly from Springboro, one of them, of just so that they can take it out to the field and know that there's love back home in the lower 48. So it was just great we've got some Franklin schools that are also participating, so it's just great to see communities come around and support our troops. So that was it. Thanks.
All right. We've had a lot of presentations from different students and stuff, but and they all do well. But that one was pretty amazing, just to see what you can do with something like that. Tonight's senior girls' night, I think their last game. We got what, 3 senior girls? I think it's 3.
Yes.
3? Okay, so that game will be starting here in a little while. I'm going to try to make it over there for some of it. And Miss Hester, you can get up and send out an email anytime you want at 2:30. I won't read it till 9. Okay?
We know
So
that.
whatever you need to do. I'll read it eventually, but anything else? All right.
We should give the ground crew a shout out.
Yes, no doubt.
I told you all that we are kind of limping along with 2 gentlemen on leave and 3 brand new that have never pushed snow or dealt with ice. So what they were able to do last week was just hands down.
Well, Friday was they had to get it ready for the game Friday night, right?
The most important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And then everything else Saturday that was going on too, so.
But I appreciated the extra information that you gave around Scott being out, other people being brand new, because that's what a lot of times you don't understand in the community. It's not just what is the road in front of you, it is all these extenuating, making sure it's safe for our students once they get to school, and all the student drivers. I just appreciate what you
And
provided
a lot of
us.
times, every district is different, but we are up against a few little nuances this winter season that Wayne might not be experiencing, a little Miami, so
Right.
it's just adding to the fun of making the decision.
You got it under control, right?
So far.
It worked
So
last
far.
week.
It's a shout out to the city and the township crews too.
Yes.
They communicate with us as well and do a really nice job.
Yes, Vince at the city is awesome. He texts me at 3:45 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, nothing else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second,
Roll call.
Val?
yes.
Stuckey?
Oh,
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
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 Playhouse? Yes.